Hello, today we're going to do a lesson going over honorifics in Japanese as well as names. So let's go. In Japanese, honorifics are an important part of the language and are attached to names to convey respect, familiarity, or status. The honorifics san, chan, kun, and sama are among the most commonly used. I would say it's almost like, or I feel like a lot of people would say, it's like saying Mr. or Mrs. To show respect, I guess, of someone you don't know very well. Yeah, let's get into it. Okay, first we have sama. This is the more respectful version of san, and not that helps because we've not really introduced san yet, and is equivalent to sir or madam in English. It's used in formal situations to show a high level of respect. Businesses often use this when addressing customers, like in okyaku-sama, meaning esteemed customer. It just means like very important customer kind of thing. Okyaku means customer. Okyaku-sama means like you're honoring the customer. It's also used in religious or ceremonial contexts. A good example of this is people call God or gods kami-sama. Kami is God. Sama is this respectful particle. So when addressing gods, they say kami-sama to just show respect to the gods. It's also used for deities, there we go, royalty, or in very formal business correspondences. However, in a regular office setting, using sama to address your boss might be a little bit too formal. It's not common, it's not the usual. San. This is the most commonly used honorific and is roughly equivalent to Mr., Mrs., Miss, etc. in English. It is suitable for most professional and social situations. It conveys a basic level of respect and is appropriate for colleagues, including those in supervisory or managerial positions. In most workplace settings, addressing your boss as san is acceptable and the norm. For example, if your boss's name is Tanaka, you would say Tanaka-san. San is used regardless of a person's gender or marital status. It's a default honorific for adults and is seen as a basic form of politeness. While Mr. and Mrs. in English are primarily used in formal or semi-formal contexts, san can be used in both formal and informal situations. It's a safe choice when you're unsure which honorific to use. If you don't know, it's probably san. In Japanese workplaces, san is commonly attached to colleagues' and clients' names as a sign of respect. In social settings, even if people are on first name terms, san is often still used, especially if they are not close friends. Japanese people tend to use san more frequently in daily conversation than English speakers use Mr. or Mrs. or Miss. That should probably be Mrs. I feel like that's the equivalent, but whatever. It's a deeply ingrained part of the language and is used almost reflexively. That's really hard to say. Chan is primarily a friendly and endearing honorific. While it's often associated with women and children because it conveys like this little sense of cuteness and affection, it's not exclusive. Chan is commonly used for young children regardless of their gender. For example, a boy named Hiroshi might be called Hiroshi-chan by his family or friends. It's frequently used for girls and young women, often among friends or within families, as it adds a touch of affection or familiarity. While less common, chan can also be used for adult men, particularly in intimate relationships or within close friendships. It can convey affection or endearment. Chan can even be attached to the name of a pet or like an inanimate object that you have kind of personified, cherished. I'm thinking like maybe a teddy bear or something like that. Kun is predominantly used for males, but is not exclusively so. While it's most commonly associated with boys and young men, there are specific contexts where kun can be used for females as well. It is typically used for male children, teenagers, and even young adult men, especially in educational and professional settings. For example, a teacher may address a male student as Yamada-kun. Just as a note, it's the kun part there that we're looking at. Yet, like a male student called Yamada might be called Yamada-kun, not just like any student. In a business context, superiors might use kun when addressing male subordinates, regardless of the subordinate's age. It can denote a certain level of seniority or familiarity. You wouldn't use it to address someone of higher status. So you wouldn't be like to your boss, hey boss-kun, or something like that. No. Although less common, kun can be used for females in professional or organizational settings or contexts. This usage is often a way to address women in a position that is traditionally or stereotypically seen as male-dominated, or to treat male and female colleagues equally. A woman may also choose to be addressed as kun just for whatever reason, personal reasons. Sensei. Sensei is a Japanese term used to address/refer to someone who is considered a teacher, master, or expert in their field. It's used in a variety of contexts. In schools, students address their teachers as sensei. You've probably heard this one, especially if you have done my lessons, because it's in one of our word lists very early on, regardless of the teacher's age, gender, or subject taught. For example, a math teacher named Tanaka would be called Tanaka Sensei by the students. Apparently we're using Tanaka a lot here. The term extends beyond school teachers, feel like there should be a space there, whatever, to professionals who are highly skilled or knowledgeable in their field, such as doctors, lawyers, authors, politicians, martial art instructors, and other professionals. Using sensei shows a high level of respect and acknowledges the person's expertise and status in their profession. It's a signifier of the esteem in which the teacher or expert is held. People do not use sensei to refer to themselves. It's only used by others when addressing or talking about them. Because it's an honorific, and in Japan, you don't really big up yourself, you show respect to others. These honorifics reflect the subtleties of Japanese social hierarchy and relationships, where the choice of honorific can indicate the speaker's relationship and attitude towards the person they're addressing. They are a crucial aspect of polite conversation in Japanese culture. Okay, that's it for today. I hope you found this in-depth explanation of Japanese honorifics useful, and if you did, maybe consider liking and subscribing, and I will see you next time.